Good morning. It's Robert, the redneck. It's about fucking 8:30 in the morning. Supposed to be in first block. Fuck first block. Thought I'd do a YouTube video. I'm gonna tell y'all about my weekend. I think I had a pretty decent weekend, you know. We'll start with Friday. You know, I wake up Friday morning. You know, of course, I'm gonna put a fat dip in, take a shower, eat, put a fat dip in, get in the truck, go to school, take the fat dip out, put a fat dip in, lift some weights, take the fat dip out, put the fat dip in, go to agriculture. You get what I'm saying, you know, put a fat dip in. Well, when I leave school, my boss was awesome enough to let me have Friday off. First Friday off I've had in fucking 3 or 4 months. So I get Friday off. I go home. First thing, you know, when I got home, I was like, man, you know, I'm gonna go to the river. I'm gonna swing off the goddamn rope swing. Got home, took a nap. Wake up about 6:30. I get a phone call. It says, it's my cousin Cody. He calls me. He's like, hey, you know how to skin a gator? I said, nah, give me a second. I run over to Dad. I'm like, Dad, you know how to skin a gator? He's like, yeah. Tell me how to do it. He said, well, you do this, this, and this. I said, alright, I know how to skin a gator. So they're like, alright, we'll be here in a minute. You know, so they bring the gator over and I go unlock the barn and, you know, turn everything on, get everything ready. They bring the gator over and this is how you do it. You went ahead and laid the gator out flat, started cutting around his ankles. You know, right around this spot right here. Cutting all the way around. All 4 legs. And I stuck an air hose in his right in that little bit of skin right there. And started blowing air in there. You know, separates the skin from the meat. Because alligator skin's too tough. It'll rip the meat off with it if you just try to rip it off. So I started pumping it full of air, and that motherfucker fucking blew up like a goddamn balloon. You ever one of those big blue yoga balls and you fill them up with air, like brand new fucking pump to the max of air? That's what it felt like. But top of the gator skull, because they shot it on top of the head, it was fucking spewing like the brains were turning into bubbles. And they were just coming out. It was interesting. It smelled interesting. Well, you know, we start doing that, you know, then you just start skinning it like any other thing, you know. You start cutting from there down, you know, down the legs, cut across, cut straight up the belly, around the neck. Good, snap the head off. I let them keep all the meat and skin, but yeah, they're gonna throw the head in the ant bed, let it eat away all the meat and skin. They're gonna probably just sit it up on the shelf or something at the house. They got the back skin. They're probably gonna salt it out and put it on a board or something and mount it in the house. Yeah, but yeah, we skinned the whole gator, and we got done. I was like, "What y'all want this gator for?" And they were like, "Well, all we want is the tail. We didn't skin the whole gator, and all they want is the tail. That's the one part we ain't skinned yet. Now, we've been skinning this whole gator. We were gonna leave the tail for last. We're gonna go ahead and skin that last bit, you know." They were like, "Oh no, all we wanted was the tail." You know, it ain't no big deal. So we skinned the tail and everything, and you know, gave it to them, and we're sitting there with half a gator. Sitting there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna cut this motherfucker open. Just my my cousin was like, hey, it's a gut shot. I'm like, the fuck you gut shot is shooting in the head. So I cut that bitch open, straight down to the top of the rib cage, the center rib cage, and cracked it open, and I saw. I was like, the fuck? The muscles in the gator were still reacting, and his heart was beating. It was irregular. It wasn't duh, 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 duh. It was more like. So it's kind of cool, but as you poked it with where we cut the tail off, you poked it with a knife, the legs would start like doing that. It was kind of cool. I was playing with the mouth of my, my cousin was doing it, and it reacted, its mouth kind of closed up a little bit, but it didn't really bite down, so it just poked me. It scared shit out of me. Well, yeah. After that, went to town, burnt out Walmart, normal Friday night shit. Went to college campus, bored as shit, went out there and met a couple drunks, hung out with them. Saturday, wake up, had to go to work that morning, went to work, and it was work. I get off work, call my buddy up. He's like, hey, we're in town. He's taking his wife around town. She don't usually get to get out much. Stay-at-home wife. He's my cousin. And see, the wife is my cousin, and her husband Brandon is my cousin-in-law, because they're married, which makes him my cousin. So I just call him my cousin. Well, yeah. So they were out in town. I meet them out there. I'm like, hey, we're gonna go walking. So I was like, alright, where you wanna walk? I'm like, well, we weren't walking. We were taking his wife and his youngin' to go walk the walking trail, catch Pokemon. And we went down behind the bypass on some hunting land. We were looking for deer and snakes and shit. And we went back there for a little while and cut some donuts in the mud. Walked some trails, found a couple skulls. Not like pussy dip skulls, like skulls. Yeah. We get back from that and riding around, looking for something to do, and one of them's like, hey, this is it was my cousin and my buddy, and he was like, hey, let's go to Elsa. It's like, alright, let's go. We get out there, and one guy's like, or my cousin, he's like, I want a beer. The other guy's like, I want a little bowl, a bowl of margarita, or Coronarita, or whatever. And the buddy's like, you know what? Change that. I want a pitcher. So of course, Brandon's like, you know what? Fuck it. I want a pitcher. He hands me the keys and said, you gonna drive my truck? You wreck it, I'm gonna kill you. So I was like, alright. So they're sitting there and they got, they're like 2 pitchers in, fucked up out of, just fucked up. Crazy fucked up. They were trying to, I was scared they were gonna fucking try to fight somebody. Then stand up, walk up to a table looking down at them, and be like, hey, it's nice to meet you. And they shake their hand and walk away, and I'd be like, good lord, boy. I thought you was about to kill somebody. So we leave there, and went to Walmart. I don't know why. We went to Walmart. Brandon was like, hey, let's go walk in Walmart real quick. So he's like, I was like, why? He's like, we gotta piss, or I gotta piss. So I take him, I help him walk to the bathroom. And when he walks to use the restroom, he's making a bunch of jokes and shit. But when we get out of the bathroom, his arm bumps the hand dryer. And he turns around, looks at the hand dryer and says, fuck you, motherfucker, and he punches it. Indents that motherfucker. If you look at the Walmart, the one over there by the milk and shit, that hand dryer's indented. It's funny as fuck. Or if you look in the Statesboro Walmart by the milk, it's indented. Yeah, gotta be Statesboro. Yeah. So then we went to campus. We hit on some bitches, and I'm sitting there. I got some chick's number the the other weekend. He was like, hey, bub, call her up. I ain't even talked to this girl. She's got a number. I was like, all right, whatever. 'Cause I didn't even get her number. My cousin got her number. I was sitting there fucking around in my truck, and she was like, give that man my number. So I was like, all right. And he was like, all right, and he gave her me her number. So I called her up. Now, I'm going to tell this exactly how it was. You know, I probably shouldn't have been drinking, but I might have been drinking a little bit, even though I was DDing. You know, I was smoking the vape way more than fucking I should. And that vapor, like 24 milligram fluid, that's like I smoked like a carton of cigarettes just hitting that vape. Good Lord, I was buzzing. So I call up, I'm like, hey, babe. She's like, who's this? I'm like, I'm Robert. She's like, who the fuck's Robert? I'm like, I'm a motherfucker who was sitting in the back of the truck at Walmart, you know, fixing something. She's like, oh, hey. She's like, so what you doing? She's like, at the moment, I'm laying in bed. I was like, all right, well, I got one question for you. She was like, what? I'm like, how big is this bed? She's like, well, it's king size. I was like, well, I got another question. Who's in this bed? She said, well, I am. I was like, just you? She was like, yeah. I said, well, give me an address. I'll be there in about 20 minutes. But, it turned out she lived like an hour away, so I was like, fuck that shit. So we went to campus. You know, I was still texting this bitch, sending her pictures of my PP. She sent me pictures of her tutu, you know. And, but yeah, we're sitting around campus, and, you know, Brandon's fucked up. I'm fucked up. We're hitting on everything that can move. It was funny as shit. Ooh. But, yeah. We get, riding around. Brandon's trying to fight people. I'm trying to get him to fight people because it's funny as shit. Our buddy Zach's in the back complaining because he says it's 500 degrees. Well, we got the AC in the car, so it's actually like 40 degrees in the truck. I wake up Sunday morning. He was like, you want to go fishing? I said, fuck that. I went home. I slept till about fucking 4. Went to work at 5, worked. Last night I went and got some Taco Bell. And now it's this morning. So, I slept in my truck till about 8, which is when school starts. I got town about 8:03, 8:04, because I was riding about 90, and I got here and I was like, you know what, I'm hungry. I went and got some Taco Bell. He said, fuck school. But I'll be in second block, so it'll be alright. So, yeah. Y'all be good and y'all be safe, and y'all don't stick your finger where you won't stick your face, especially if it involves an alligator, because it's kind of dirty. But yeah, y'all be good.